welcome to Learn and Live with Mahima. Today it's day number 5, and we are going to start with the JavaScript. Today we are not going to make any of the web page and all that with JavaScript. Only we are going to talk about the fundamentals of JavaScript. Yesterday we have completed our web page using both HTML as well as CSS. So let's start with JavaScript. So what does, if we talk in a layman term, what does a JavaScript means? So JavaScript is basically it is being used by by a web browser to create dynamic as well as we can say what to say interactive experience to the users. We can say this. So here the key points is dynamic as well as interactive. So what does dynamic and interactive mean? Suppose if we are suppose if you're going to any of the websites like Amazon, Flipkart, anywhere. Suppose if you're going to the Amazon and you are adding or deleting items in your cart. If you wanted to add or you are deleting any items from the cart, what you notice is that what happens there, that the entire web page doesn't gets reloaded. Only the particular thing which, like, if you are if you are just adding or deleting, you will see the only update will be made there, not on the entire web page. Got it? So this is what the dynamic means, and I'll also explain you while coding this what actually will code, and we'll see what does dynamic means there also. Okay, got it. Now if you talk about the definition of it, the JavaScript is basically what JavaScript is: a synchronous and single threaded language. Now what does the single threaded language mean? Single threaded language means that one command will be executed after the completion of the, like, one command at a time. It means single threaded. And synchronous means after the completion, after the execution of one command, it will move to the next code, the next line. That is what the synchronous means. Okay, done with this. Now we will move to a VS code, and we will see that in how many ways we can make changes to HTML as well as CSS while incorporating this JavaScript. So we can incorporate JavaScript into a HTML by two ways, that is inline JavaScript, and the second is the external JavaScript. Now inline JavaScript, what does it means? I have written the code, so let me copy paste it here. Control X, and let's come here. And inline means if we are writing it inside this, inside what we are writing this inside a like before the end of a body tag, if we are writing here something like this, this is inline. Inline means in the HTML itself, we are not using some other file. So that is inside the HTML itself we are writing, so it is called inline JavaScript. So you can see here I have written here, and let me now print this. Can you see the H1 tag Radhe Radhe, and the second is the Radhe Krishna? So let us go and run this on the server. Let's see. Okay, can you see Radhe Radhe and Radhe Krishna here? The Radhe Radhe, which you can see, was initially the HTML. It was on the HTML, and what we added through the JavaScript is this Radhe Krishna. So this is what dynamic means. Dynamic means we added something, and that is what we just manipulated this web page. Initially in HTML, it was only and only Radhe Radhe, and now we added something extra, that is Radhe Krishna, right? So this is what the dynamic means, and this is what the JavaScript is doing here. Okay, got it. So the next thing what we are going to see is, okay, this is done. So this was the external inline JavaScript. The next is the external JavaScript. External JavaScript itself means that we are keeping the JavaScript into some external some external files. So let us we see here it is our and we can incorporate it using the src, the source, and source is the path where I have written my JavaScript. It is in app.js. Okay, done with this. We will write here app.js. Okay, now done. So again let us run this, and we will see this. Okay, see again, can you see Radhe Krishna here? Okay, so this is we with using the external JavaScript also we are able to change this. We can manipulate this. See, Radhe Krishna is added here. Okay, so this is the external, and that was the inline JavaScript. External means we are adding the path here. Okay, the src, the path here inside the script tag, and both are both is written above the end of the body tag. Okay, so this is about this. So we can also add this script tag inside this, inside our head tag. Okay, the same way we can just cut it, and we can copy paste it, and we can just write it here. Now, why generally we don't follow this? What happens in this case and this case, I will make you understand. Suppose if we are writing this now, suppose if you are writing inside the head tag, now what happened? The browser, when it starts, the browser, when it starts to load the page, what does it does? That it first what does it does that it first loaded the script. It starts loading the script rather than loading this HTML content. Okay, so what happens that the scripts get loaded first, not HTML content, due to which what happens? See, whatever we see on the web page is what the HTML part, right? The HTML content we see on the web page. So if what happens is, when the script gets loaded first rather than this the HTML content, a page, a web page gets slow. So it's basically makes the page load slow. Okay, so this is when we add it inside the head tag. But this we can overcome by using two attributes, that are async as well as a differ. Now async means asynchronous, and differ, what I'll tell you the difference between this. So async means what happens here, also the web the JavaScript as well as the HTML content, both are getting loaded parallelly. Okay, but suppose if the JavaScripts get loaded first, it is not going to wait for the what's HTML to load. It will execute. Okay, and if you talk about this and the differ will wait until and unless the JavaScript has the JavaScript is loaded. Sorry, the HTML is loaded. So when the HTML gets loaded, then only the differ will execute. Are you getting? So this is all about the async and differ. Got it? Async will not wait for the HTML to load. It will execute as soon as it is loaded. But differ will not execute until and unless the HTML content is loaded. Got it? So this is all about. So we are done with this. And the one, okay. So now we can, what we can do, we can create a script tag here. Okay, now let us what we can do is src, what was the path? It was okay, what was the path? It was a ap.js. Okay, so now what we are going to see, we okay, before okay, I just forgot to tell you one thing. I have explained you all this, but the main thing I wanted to tell you is about this is the I left behind, that was DOM. So let me explain you what does the DOM means. The DOM is what? DOM is document object model. Okay, I should explain you prior, but fine, you can just code interconnected. So DOM is document object model. So what does the browser does? It converts, it passes the HTML into DOM. Okay, so DOM. So what's the so whatever we see on the web page, that's basically a DOM, right? So what is the DOM now? So DOM is a document object model. Document means whatever the page we are seeing, the web page, that is the document. Okay, and object, whatever we have, the image, the content, and the image, the text, the buttons, all that are object. And model is the way how it is structuring our, how it is structuring the every HTML elements, the way it is the model. So it is said that it's structured like a tree shape. Okay, and every element is like a node there. and document is the entry point of it. So this is all about this. And so we can say that DOM is basically the structured representation of what is the structured representation of a web page, you can say, or the HTML. Okay, so this is all about DOM is. Now let us see the types of the types of this variables and all that. I'll tell you everything. Just I'll brief you one by one. So if you see here, okay, let's go in console and let me write it in console. I'll show you. Okay, so if you'll see here, if you'll see my this code here, can you see here we have used an let name. So let is a type of variable. Okay, so there are three types of variable. What does variable means? Which stores data, which stores the information or the values and all that, the data. So that is a container basically. So it is of three types: let, const and var. So the prominent so what does const means? I'll explain you. Wait, I'll explain you. I'll just make you. Okay, you yourself will understand. So if you will write let a is equals to 10, then write let okay, made it mistake. Let us write it again. Okay, don't be so hurry. A is equals to let a equals to 10. Next line, let a equals to 20. See, can you see here it has given us a syntax error. A has already been declared. What you understand through this? That let cannot be redeclared. We cannot redeclare it. Okay, you got a definition from here, but you can declare and initialize it after. What does this mean? Suppose if you write let a, okay, let me write in this, let a equals to, sorry, let a, just first declare, then initialize a is equals to 100, then console.log a. Okay, we have unexpected and okay, it's showing something syntax. But what I mean to say you is that if you'll give let a initialize, and then if you'll get a is equals to 100, and then if you'll write console.log a, see, it has given us the value 100. Are you getting? So you can first declare it, and afterward you can initialize. This you can do, but you cannot redeclare it. What we did earlier, that let a is equals to 820, then again a is equals to 10. This then it will show you a syntax error. Got it? In the same way, const also you cannot. If we will write here const, if we will write here const a is const, suppose const b, or suppose if I'll write const a only here, const a is equals to 10, and then const a is equals to 20. See, again this is giving a has already been declared. It means both let and const you cannot redeclare it. Okay, but where you can redeclare anytime. So a is equals to 10. It will give, wait, don't see that. That is sometimes the browser it's give us repl, that is read evolve print loop error something. So let's write under braces. So this is what we can say. We were using var a is equals to 10, then we can again give var a is equals to 50, then we can say console.log a. Sometimes this happens. Okay, let me just refresh it. But what I wanted to tell you all is, suppose if we are giving var a is equals to 10, then if we will do console.log a, it's given 10. Again you can give it var a is equals to 20, console.log a. If you'll do, see, again it's giving. So where we can redeclare any multiple time, but this was used since like in 2015. Afterwards we are not using this, because why? See, anyone can come, and we, if once the value is redeclared again, it will change, it will manipulate your entire data, and it will create a confusion, right? So if you want something not to change, always go for const, which it is primarily, it is only in practice like basically it is used because if you don't want any of your value to change, you can go for const and then let, and then for var. Okay, so we are done with this. The type, it is of three types. Then if you talk about the values, basically it has two types of values. It is primitive type and the reference type. Primitive type, what does it means? Primitive, so in primitive types we have like primitive type is basically immutable. You know, we cannot change the value. So it is like we have string, boolean, number, and big in it and all that. And in the reference type value, it's basically the array, the object, and array, object, and all this. Okay, map and all that. Okay, we are done with this, the values and all. Now what we can tell you, see, in we have basically, if you talk about this, I'll write here. This JavaScript has the type of function which there are a lot of type of functions here, but what we will use in a code is basically, I'll tell you all that. Okay, so first there is called as, what we say, that is we say a function expression, or we can say function declaration. Okay, so if you talk about the function expression, okay, let me go in my VS code and create a readme, and I'll explain you there. Okay, let me create a readme file here, and I will, or we should explain in the browser itself. Okay, not an issue. If we will, suppose if we are creating a function, okay, right, suppose function, suppose name, we are directly writing a function, and then I wanted to write console.log, write it here, Radhe. Okay, oh, why it's giving undefined. Okay, wait, I'll show you here. Let's go in here and we will see it here. Suppose if I am writing, oh, we could have seen here only why we were writing there, but my main purpose was to show you all that we can do all this JavaScript, the basic things inside all this, calculate, divide, and all that in the browser tool itself, and you can see. Now let us do it here. Okay, suppose if I'm writing a function, this is function declaration. Okay, we are declaring, this is suppose name, and we are writing here console dot, we are writing where, we are writing in readme file, but we should write it here. What the hell we are doing? Fine, we can write it here. Okay, so what we have to write, function, just to declare a normal function, suppose name, and then why there is a space, okay, and just a name, and then start this. We wanted to console, so in JavaScript, to print anything, we will write console.log, and you can write inside that radhe we can write Radhe Radhe Krishna Krishna. Okay, we have written this. Now let us see. Okay, fine. Actually, I was to explain you all this for this function. Sorry. This we are going to learn tomorrow. What I wanted to basically show you is I'll explain you all this through the what we are going to make a one web page which will a game, basically a game. Okay, so this is today only a theoretical part. So this is what this is, a function declaration. Okay, this is function declaration. Got it? And there is function expression also. The second type is the function expression, where we assign it giving a variable. Suppose we are giving let name equals to, then we are writing the function, and then we are writing this. Okay, name has become same, so let us write n only. Okay, and then write anything inside this, the same console, just print this same here. Okay, control C, control V. Okay, so this, where we are assigning it in a variable, that is called a function expression. Okay, and this is function declaration. There is also, if suppose if we are not giving this, if suppose if we are writing this let n equals to, and then something like this, and then again we are control V. If we are doing something like this, okay, suppose if we are writing something this, okay, if you are writing something like this is what, this is an arrow function. See, can you see arrow here? So this is arrow function. So, and there is also anonymous function where no name is given, like here we are giving name now, simply if we are writing like this, so this is an anonymous function. Okay, so we are done with this, and this function, and you must be knowing array. We can write array also. um, Array is written something like this in a square bracket. Array basically, we use array in here also in JavaScript and all, and everywhere we use array basically. So array, what does it do? It just stores all the different types of data, all different data types. So in a single in a single container, we can say, in a single, what to say this, in a single variable we can store different kind of different types of different data types we can store here, we can say. Okay, so this is about, we can store string, number, boolean, all the things here inside this array. And the third is object. You must be knowing how to create an object. Suppose if you wanted to create an object, you can write suppose name, and in object is always created in a it is always created in a curly braces. You can create object in a curly braces. So you can let sorry let what has wait a second. So like let again you can write name, and then, and you can write it in a curly braces. So object you can create in a curly braces. So this is all about what I wanted to say you all today. And there are also some functions, and I have told you like how to create, this is how the way we can create an element. And you can also get what, if you don't wanted to create and you wanted to get it from the HTML itself, you can write it here, uh, get element by ID. If you have given ID, if you wanted to take the class here and you wanted to manipulate the class from the HTML, you can write it here. And in the same way, this way we need to do. And what I was telling is, so this is all about this. There are also like, while making the app, we are going to, not app, sorry, while making this game page, we are going to learn, we are going to add some of the things today only itself. I'm going to tell you, we are going to add something like math dot random. It's a function, it's a method, you can say math dot random, math dot seal. So math dot random means it will return the value from 0 to 1, means less than 1, 0 to less than 1. That is math dot random means. Math dot seal means it will return the value higher to the next number. Suppose if the end number is 1, so if the end number is 1, whatever the value we are getting 1, it will return you 2. So that is math of seal. And this is all about which I wanted to tell you. If something is left, in the tomorrow video we are going to cover it. And just I'm excited for the tomorrow video, because tomorrow we are going to make a very 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 interesting uh, game. So okay, till then, thank you, and we'll meet tomorrow. Bye bye.